It's Dizzy, and if you've watched my videos for any period of time, you know that I heat my house with wood. You may also know, or be able to tell from my voice, that I am a woman, 62 years old, and I have an inner ear disorder. Now, because of being a woman and having the Meniere's, it makes things a little bit difficult for me. And first off, we're going to talk about the Meniere's. Because of the Meniere's, I cannot use any type of power tool that takes a fuel mixture. Plain and simple, with the Meniere's, it causes a vertigo attack. And then also, I'm a woman, and I can have trouble starting some things that have a pull cord, and I'm sure that there are other women as well. And when it first became apparent that I was the one that was going to be doing firewood, I started doing some research, trying to figure out what chainsaw was going to be the best for me. And every place that I looked, it said if you were doing firewood, they had all kinds of sorts of big old chainsaws. Ones that were A, too big for me to handle, B, could have possibly been hard to start, and C, would have been giving me a vertigo attack. So that left me with electric. The only problem being, in electric, you need an extension cord. And let's face it, if I tried to even get into the woods here next to my house, an extension cord isn't going to get very far. What I was able to find was a generator. Now, even with the generator, it can be difficult for me to be around the fumes. So basically, it would be taking the generator, carrying it into wherever the woods, which admittedly was not always that easy, putting it down, starting it up, and then running an extension cord, and of course using an electric chainsaw. Now, these are the two that I have currently. They're Homelights. This is a 14-inch. This is a 16-inch. I think the one that I had when I first started was a Remington. It was a little electric chainsaw that was actually a pole saw, but the chainsaw came off so you could use it as that, and I could not tell you how long I used that, but it was for quite a long period of time, and I did a lot of firewood with that. Eventually, of course, it died. I know I had a pool on at one point in time. My son had bought me for Christmas one year a 16-inch Craftsman, which I absolutely and positively loved. Unfortunately, it had a problem with it, and it may be fixable. It was just my husband couldn't find the part. I think I still had that somewheres. And then, of course, I got into the Homelight. Now, I actually like these because of how easy they are. I don't think they make them quite this way now. But it's easy to adjust the chain. This is what you use to adjust the chain. That and that. This unscrews so that I can change the chain out without a problem. Like I said, this one is a 14-inch is what I normally use. This one was my dad's. This is a 16-inch. The only problem, of course, doing the firewood that way was you have a cord, which is a pain in the neck. If you're out in the woods trying to work on cutting up a tree, you have to watch out for the cord and make sure that you're not cutting it up. And I wished that they had a battery-operated chainsaw. Lo and behold, this is a Craftsman. They came out with one. Now, true, I could not cut really big pieces, but for what I could cut, this worked great. Like I said, it's only so big, and of course I had to carry extra batteries with me. But I got this right about when we had a really bad snowstorm. I live on a dead-end street. They plowed the street and pushed all the snow at the end of the street in front of the woods. So that meant I couldn't even get into the woods except for going this way. And basically I was cutting wood down, dragging it home. And I probably got over half a cord, if not a whole cord, doing that winter. But it definitely has paid for itself. But it was also kind of small. Then they came out with this one. Now, I already had a battery-powered mower that took this battery. And this takes a 12-inch chain, and this is about the size that I need for almost everything that I cut up. So this is what I use now. Is it as good as using the big power ones? Probably not. But also, I'm not doing firewood for anybody else. I'm only doing it for me. For what I'm doing, this works fine. So if you are a woman wanting to do firewood and you have any of the same problems that I do, you're not sure whether or not electric would work, it works great. And of course, I also have the electric splitter. It also works great. There is very little that I cannot split with this. And I've gotten to the point where I actually don't like getting the bigger pieces. This is what I've not been able to split with this. Normally this is wood that I would not have even taken, but this was at my daughter's house, and I was helping her clean up a lot of downed trees that they had. I tried to split it. I gave up. I'll let somebody else mess with it. But it gives you an idea of what you can do if you have any of the same problems that I do. So I hope this video has helped you, and I will talk to you later.